Ladies and gentlemen, today we explore something profoundly simple, yet incredibly powerful: how to live in the present moment. Many of us find ourselves either lost in the past or worrying about the future. But true peace, true happiness, is found right here, right now, in the present. Let's discuss 6 key elements that can guide us toward living fully in the present. Living in the present moment begins with awareness. To be truly present, we first need to recognize when we are not. Our minds have a tendency to drift into the past or future, often dwelling on things we cannot change or worrying about things that have not yet happened. This habitual pattern of thinking pulls us out of the present moment, causing stress, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. Awareness is the practice of noticing when your mind has wandered and gently guiding it back to the present. One way to develop awareness is through mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of paying full attention to what's happening right now without judgment. This can be done by focusing on your breath, the sounds around you, or the sensation of your body in space. Whenever you notice your mind wandering, you can simply observe your thoughts without getting caught up in them, then return your focus to the present moment. Over time, this practice helps you become more tuned to the present and less reactive to the constant stream of thoughts that may arise. Another important aspect of awareness is the ability to recognize when your thoughts are no longer grounded in the present moment. For instance, when you find yourself replaying an argument or planning every detail of your day, you are not in the present. By observing this, you can choose to bring your attention back to what's happening now. Awareness is not about trying to control your thoughts, but rather about noticing them and allowing them to pass without attaching meaning or emotion to them. Living with awareness allows you to connect more deeply with the moment, whether you're having a conversation, enjoying a meal, or simply being. It enables you to experience life fully, with a heightened sense of clarity and presence. The second key to living in the present moment is acceptance of what is. This principle involves embracing reality as it unfolds without resistance or the urge to control or change it. Often we resist the present moment because it doesn't align with our expectations, desires, or plans. We might find ourselves wishing things were different, whether it's a challenging situation, an uncomfortable emotion, or a difficult conversation. However, this resistance only creates inner conflict and prevents us from truly experiencing the present. Acceptance is not about passivity or resignation. It is about acknowledging what is happening right now, without trying to escape from it or wishing for something else. For example, if you find yourself in a stressful situation, instead of getting caught up in frustration or anxiety, you can choose to accept the situation as it is. This acceptance does not mean you agree with everything, but it allows you to stop fighting the moment. By acknowledging the reality of the situation, you release the mental tension that resistance brings. When we practice acceptance, we allow ourselves to experience life without constantly trying to control it. The more we fight against the present moment, the more we disconnect from it. Instead of wishing for a different reality, acceptance invites us to open up to the current experience, understanding that every moment has something valuable to offer. This doesn't mean ignoring problems or challenges, but recognizing that struggling against them only heightens stress. By accepting the present as it is, you can then take clear, conscious action when necessary, rather than reacting from a place of frustration or resistance. Accepting what is opens the door to peace. When you stop resisting life, you create space for it to unfold naturally, allowing yourself to remain grounded in the present moment. The third key to living in the present moment is letting go of judgment. Our minds have a natural tendency to categorize and label everything around us. This is good, that is bad, this is right, that is wrong. We often view ourselves, others, and even the world through these judgments, which can create unnecessary tension and prevent us from fully experiencing the present. Judgment is a mental filter that distorts our perception of reality, making it more difficult to engage with life as it truly is. When we let go of judgment, we remove the mental barriers that separate us from the present moment. Instead of constantly labeling people, situations, or emotions, we begin to see them for what they are, without the additional layers of judgment that our mind adds. For example, when we feel frustrated by a challenging situation, instead of labeling it as bad or unfair, we can allow ourselves to simply experience it. This shift in perception allows us to respond to situations with greater clarity and openness, rather than reacting from a place of judgment or resistance. Letting go of judgment also means releasing the need to constantly compare or evaluate. Our minds are often caught in a cycle of measuring ourselves against others, assessing our worth based on external standards. This comparison only pulls us further from the present moment and creates feelings of inadequacy or envy. By letting go of this judgment, we create the space to simply be, to accept ourselves and others without the need for comparison or validation. Living without judgment is about seeing things as they truly are, without the mental filters that distort reality. It frees us to experience life more fully and deeply, fostering a sense of peace and acceptance in every moment. The fourth key to living in the present moment is embracing stillness. In our fast-paced, constantly connected world, stillness can feel like a rare and precious gift. However, it is in stillness that we are able to truly connect with the present moment. Stillness is not merely the absence of noise or movement, but rather a state of inner calm, where the mind becomes quiet and we can fully experience what is happening around us. When we embrace stillness, we allow ourselves to step away from the constant chatter of our thoughts and the distractions of the external world. The mind often races, jumping from one thought to the next, pulling us away from the present moment. Stillness is the antidote to this mental clutter. It allows us to create space between our thoughts, giving us the opportunity to simply observe and be without the need to engage in every thought or emotion that arises. In moments of stillness, we can find clarity. We are able to step back and see things as they truly are, without being clouded by our usual mental patterns. This clarity helps us to respond more thoughtfully and less reactively. It is in stillness that we can listen not only to the world around us, but also to our inner selves. In the quiet, we can access our deeper wisdom and intuition, which are often drowned out by the noise of daily life. Embracing stillness also means finding peace in the present, even when there are external distractions. It's about cultivating an inner stillness that is not dependent on the outer environment. Whether through meditation, deep breathing, or simply sitting in silence, stillness allows us to reconnect with the present moment and experience life with a sense of calm and presence. The fifth key to living in the present moment is focusing on the breath. Our breath is always with us, yet we often overlook its power to ground us in the present. Focusing on the breath is one of the simplest yet most effective ways to bring our awareness back to the now. In moments of stress, anxiety, or distraction, our breathing tends to become shallow and rapid, reflecting our mental state. By consciously slowing down and deepening the breath, we can influence both our physical and mental state, calming the mind and bringing us into the present moment. The breath serves as a constant reminder of the present because it only occurs in the now. Every inhale and exhale is an expression of the present moment, making it a powerful tool to anchor ourselves. When we direct our attention to the breath, we immediately stop engaging in past or future thoughts and focus on the simple rhythmic act of breathing. This practice helps to clear the mind and dissolve unnecessary mental clutter. Breathing deeply and mindfully has numerous benefits. It reduces stress, calms the nervous system, and promotes a sense of relaxation. When we are focused on our breath, we are not reacting to external events or situations, but rather creating a space of awareness within ourselves. This allows us to respond more thoughtfully and less impulsively to whatever comes our way. The breath becomes a bridge between the body and the mind, bringing us back to the present moment with every inhale and exhale. By making the breath our point of focus, we can become more attuned to the present moment, allowing us to live with greater peace and clarity. The simple act of breathing becomes a doorway to mindfulness, helping us break free from the cycle of overthinking and connecting more deeply with life as it unfolds. The sixth key to living in the present moment is acceptance of what is. One of the greatest obstacles to living fully in the present is resistance to reality. We often spend our time wishing things were different, replaying past events in our minds, or anxiously anticipating future outcomes. This resistance creates unnecessary mental and emotional turmoil, keeping us trapped in a cycle of dissatisfaction. Accepting the present moment as it is without judgment or resistance allows us to break free from this cycle and experience life more fully. Acceptance doesn't mean passivity or resignation, rather, it is a deep acknowledgement of what is happening right now, without the need to change it immediately. It is about allowing life to unfold as it does, without struggling against it. When we accept things as they are, we free ourselves from the burden of constantly fighting against reality. We can still take action to improve our circumstances, but we do so from a place of inner peace, rather than frustration or resentment. This kind of acceptance also means embracing our own feelings and experiences. Often we try to suppress emotions like anger, fear, or sadness, thinking that they are negative or undesirable. However, when we resist these emotions, they persist and grow stronger. By accepting them as part of our current experience, we allow ourselves to process and move through them more naturally. This acceptance opens the door to healing and understanding, creating space for more positive emotions to emerge. In relationships and interactions with others, acceptance allows us to see people for who they truly are, without projecting our expectations or judgments onto them. It creates the freedom to love and connect without the need to change others or impose our will upon them. Through acceptance, we can experience life with greater peace and openness, fully engaged in the present moment as it is. In conclusion, living in the present moment is not a one-time achievement, but a continuous practice of awareness, acceptance, and mindfulness. By embracing stillness, focusing on the breath, and accepting reality as it is, we unlock the true power of the present. Each moment holds infinite potential for peace, clarity, and growth. When we stop resisting life and learn to accept ourselves and our circumstances, we create space for transformation. Living fully in the present moment allows us to experience life as it is, bringing deeper fulfillment, contentment, and connection to ourselves and the world around us.